In this video, we're diving into the war films that inspired the mind behind Inception and Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. But here's the twist. These aren't your typical Hollywood blockbusters. Some are so raw, so emotionally intense, that even Nolan admitted they shaped his cinematic vision forever. Get ready for brutal realism, haunting silence, and battlefield chaos. The Hill, 1965. Set in the blistering heat of a British military prison in North Africa during World War II, The Hill isn't about guns or glory. It's about survival in a system designed to break men. Sean Connery stars as a soldier punished not for desertion, but for insubordination, thrown into a camp where inmates are forced to endlessly climb a man-made hill under the command of sadistic officers. The real battle unfolds not between armies, but between authority and rebellion, sanity and collapse. The tension builds with every step up that hill, as the line between discipline and cruelty blurs beyond recognition. Christopher Nolan praises this film for its raw intensity and psychological depth. Its minimalist setting, relentless rhythm, and claustrophobic tone echo through Nolan's own work, especially Dunkirk. The Hill strips war down to its most punishing element, the human mind under pressure. It's not about winning, it's about enduring. And that makes it unforgettable. The Battle of Algiers, 1966. There are war films. And then there's the Battle of Algiers, a film so real it was once mistaken for a documentary. Set during the Algerian War of Independence, this gripping masterpiece drops you into the chaos of guerrilla warfare as Algerian rebels fight to break free from French colonial rule. Director Gillo Pontecorvo doesn't choose sides. He holds up a mirror to the brutal realities of oppression, resistance, and retaliation. The handheld camera work, real locations, and non-professional actors make the fear, the anger, the desperation feel almost too real. It's raw, it's unfiltered. And Christopher Nolan? He calls it one of the most powerful depictions of urban warfare ever put on film. You can see its influence in the street-level urgency of The Dark Knight and the moral ambiguity that runs through all of Nolan's work. The Battle of Algiers doesn't ask you to pick a hero. It forces you to confront the cost of freedom, no matter who pays the price. Foreign Correspondent, 1940. Before war engulfed the world, Alfred Hitchcock gave us Foreign Correspondent, a spy thriller disguised as a wake-up call. Released in 1940, just as Europe teetered on the edge of collapse, the film follows an American reporter sent to Europe to chase a story, only to uncover a deadly conspiracy. The brilliance lies in how Hitchcock blends suspense, espionage, and looming war into one breathtaking narrative. Windmills spin in the wrong direction. Umbrellas hide assassins. And truth becomes the most dangerous weapon of all. Christopher Nolan hails this film for its precision pacing and masterful control of tension, qualities you'll recognize in Inception and Tenet. But it's more than craft, it's conviction. Hitchcock used cinema as a call to action, warning of a world drifting toward darkness. Foreign Correspondent isn't just entertainment, it's an early cinematic resistance. With dazzling set pieces and sharp wit, it reminds us that even the pen and the camera can become a weapon in times of war. The Manchurian Candidate, 1962. The Manchurian Candidate isn't a war film in the traditional sense. It's a paranoid thriller that cuts deeper than bullets ever could. Set in the shadowy aftermath of the Korean War, it tells the story of a U.S. soldier brainwashed into becoming a sleeper assassin. But this isn't just about mind control. It's about the terrifying fragility of truth during Cold War hysteria. Director John Frankenheimer crafts a nightmare where heroes are manipulated, enemies wear friendly faces, and reality is constantly up for grabs. Christopher Nolan admires this film for its psychological complexity and political subtext, elements he weaves masterfully into his own narratives. The film's dreamlike flashbacks and eerie tension echo through Inception and Memento. The Manchurian Candidate dares to ask, what if your memories aren't your own? What if patriotism is just another program? Decades later, it still feels dangerously relevant. This isn't war on the battlefield. It's war inside the mind. And that's what makes it unforgettable. The Thin Red Line, 1998. The Thin Red Line isn't your typical war movie. It's a haunting meditation on life, death, and the chaos in between. Set during the brutal Battle of Guadalcanal in World War II, it trades heroism for introspection and gunfire for poetry. Directed by Terrence Malick, the film follows a group of soldiers wrestling with fear, memory, and their place in the madness around them. The jungle isn't just a backdrop, it's alive, watching indifferent. The voiceovers peel back each soldier's soul, revealing doubts and dreams that bullets can't silence. Christopher Nolan praises this film for its emotional depth and its refusal to glorify war. The fractured narrative, the inner monologues, the visual beauty clashing with violence. You can feel its DNA in Nolan's Dunkirk and Interstellar. The thin red line isn't about victory. It's about the cost of war on the human spirit. And once you've seen it, it lingers like a whisper, gentle, mournful, and utterly devastating. Lawrence of Arabia, 1962. Lawrence of Arabia isn't just a film. It's an odyssey carved into the desert. Based on the true story of T. Lawrence, a British officer who led Arab tribes against the Ottoman Empire during World War I. This sweeping epic is as much about identity as it is about war. David Lean paints with a wide lens, capturing vast, unforgiving landscapes that mirror Lawrence's inner turmoil. Is he a hero, a pawn, or something else entirely? That's the question that lingers with every sun-scorched frame. Christopher Nolan has often cited this film as a masterclass in scale and ambition. Its bold visuals and existential themes echo through Interstellar and Oppenheimer. But what truly sets it apart is its refusal to simplify. Lawrence is both myth and man, broken and brilliant. Lawrence of Arabia isn't about winning wars. It's about what war takes from a person. And in its quietest moments, it asks, can you survive becoming a legend? Saving Private Ryan, 1998. Saving Private Ryan begins with one of the most harrowing sequences in cinema history, the storming of Omaha Beach. Within minutes, Steven Spielberg strips away any illusion of glory, replacing it with a deafening chaos of bullets, blood, and broken bodies. But the real story begins after the beach. A small squad of American soldiers is sent deep into enemy territory on a mission to rescue one man, Private James Ryan. Why save one when so many are dying? That question haunts every step of their journey. Christopher Nolan has praised this film not only for its brutal realism, but for its moral weight, its ability to make the personal feel epic, and the epic feel deeply personal. You can see its influence in the boots-on-the-ground storytelling of Dunkirk. Saving Private Ryan isn't just a war film. It's a meditation on sacrifice, duty, and the fragile thread of humanity that somehow holds in the face of unspeakable violence. It's unforgettable and unflinchingly real. Dr. Strangelove, 1964. Dr. Strangelove flips the war movie script entirely. It's a dark, biting satire about the madness of nuclear war. Directed by Stanley Kubrick, this film dives headfirst into Cold War paranoia, where a single rogue general can push the world to the brink of annihilation with just one order. Peter Sellers shines in multiple roles, balancing absurd comedy with chilling menace. Christopher Nolan admires Dr. Strangelove for its fearless critique of power and politics, showing how human folly, not just enemies, can trigger catastrophe. The film's blend of humor and horror feels eerily relevant even today. Its sharp dialogue and iconic scenes, like the nuclear doomsday countdown and the war room chaos, have influenced how war stories can be told beyond the battlefield. Dr. Strangelove isn't just a movie. It's a warning wrapped in laughter, a reminder that sometimes the deadliest wars are fought by the minds we trust. All Quiet on the Western Front, 1930. All Quiet on the Western Front strips war of all its romance and glory, revealing the brutal truth through the eyes of young German soldiers fighting in World War I. Based on Erich Maria Remarque's novel, the film follows Paul Baumer, a hopeful recruit whose idealism is shattered by the endless mud, blood, and loss of the trenches. The camera doesn't shy away from the horrors, shell shock, death, and the crushing loneliness of war dominate every frame. Christopher Nolan reveres this film for its raw honesty and its timeless message. War is hell, no matter the side. Its influence can be felt in every gritty, realistic war film that followed, including Nolan's own Dunkirk. All Quiet on the Western Front is a powerful reminder that behind every statistic is a human life, and that the true cost of war is measured not in victories, but in shattered souls.